Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all my scriptions and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Oh, come on in the room. Check in, family. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all my scriptions and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Hey, family, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all my scriptions and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Come on in and check in, family. Hey, come on in the room. I'm celebrating. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. He writes out all my scriptions and gives me all of my medicine in my room. Come on in and check in, family. We're having some fun today. You know why? Because when it all falls down. When it all falls down. I'm so happy because it's all gonna all fall down. Good evening, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Friday, January the 27th, 2023, and the time is 5:58 p.m. Come on in the room. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending upon wherever you are. Grand rising, joyous rising. I am here celebrating, family. Come on in the room, because it all falls down. Oh, when it all falls down. Woo! It's Friday. I am so happy, family. Oh, yeah. We celebrating. I didn't know if I should wear the gold earrings or the silver earrings. You know what I'm saying? So I had to wear gold today to celebrate. Yes, I'm just celebrating a new era, the dawning of a new era, the golden era, the gold standard. Just a minute, please. And getting ready for the RV. When it all down. Check in, family. Hello, everybody. How are you? I am doing fantastic. I am so happy to see you all. Woohoo! Hey, New Zealand. New Zealand is in his house. I love you all so much. He says, hello, world. Hi, Grant. We love you so much. Hello, my dear. Hello, darling. You didn't get the notification about the live stream? Hi, Keith. That is our moderator. Oh, yeah, we're just celebrating today because when it all falls down, we go celebrate. But when it all falls down. I grew up in church, so I can't really dance. When it all falls down, when it all falls down. Oh, when it all falls down. Yes. So, hey, family, we're so excited. So happy to be here. What do y'all think, family? Keep checking in. Silver earrings or gold earrings, or keep them both in to celebrate both the silver and the gold standard. Hey, we're so excited. I hope you all saw yes, the quick upload I did probably about 30 minutes ago, but I like that. We're walking on sunshine. Yes, yes. Hi, Twinsburg, Ohio. We're just so excited today. Oh, Cleveland, originally from Cleveland. Hi, Patriot Mom. That's where I was born and partially raised. So I could not decide if I desired to wear the silver earrings or the gold. So I kept them both. And I have on a silver necklace, my darling, and silver polish because it's about to all fall down. When it all it all falls down. Oh, my darlings, I am in such a festive mood. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, joyous rising, depending where you're calling from. So yeah, let's get it, family. We're gonna party. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Hello, New York. It's so good to see you. Yes, check in, family. We see Louisiana. We see Garrettsville. We're so excited. We see all of our family members checking in. I am so happy. Yes, I saw it. That's what I'm reporting on, and that's what I reported on earlier today. So let's get right in. Check in, family. Flint, Michigan is in the his house. Northern Florida, Duval, that's me. Jacksonville in the his house. Come on in and check in. Let us know, family, how you feeling today, because we're going to party like it's 1999. Yes, I remember that song. Was that Prince? I think it was. Family, I am in such a good mood today. Hello, Australia. Check in, Florida. We see Texas is in the his house. I'm so excited. Real news. Thank you, Brother Rodney Bay. Oh, yes. South Carolina's in the house. We have people from all over the world and all over the United States. That's so exciting. Oh, no, we're praying for you, your family. My children's dad, my husband passed January the 28th, which will be tomorrow, will be a year or anniversary of his passing or his transitioning. And I feel like he's just, I don't know, watching over me, showering over me, because I've been so happy lately instead of sad. Oh, family, so much is going in. It is an exciting time. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know if you saw what I reported earlier. I think that was today, but there's just so much going on, family. Let me show you something that somebody sent me shortly. We'll do this shortly, but first, let's all check in. Keep checking in, family. We see somebody from Oklahoma in the house. Hi, Karina. We're so happy to see you. It's about to all fall down. You work in Cleveland Heights and Shaker. I was just in Cleveland Heights last week when my auntie was sick. So we went there to visit her and see how she's doing. And Cleveland Heights is really, really nice. I like it, actually. So family, keep checking in. So much is going on. Oh my gosh. Who else is here? Come on in, family. Come on in the room. So my question for today is, did the dollar plummet to zero? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm going to take my time and go over a few things to make me feel like it's party time. Are y'all ready to hear this? So I did upload this, but it was just a quick video that was less than a minute long. Here it is, family. I can't wait to show this to you. Did you all see the United States debt clock? Oh my goodness. I just have a quick question as to what in the world is going on. I mean, we've heard rumors that this would happen. We felt it in our bones. We've been reporting that this would happen. But let's see what in the world is going on with the United States debt clock. Hello, keep checking in, family. I see you. I see you, Catherine. I see Keith is here. I see Ragamuffin is here. Ooh, I see people from Alaska in the room. Hello, family members. Ooh, Pennsylvania's in the house. Hi. So, family, I'm going to slow down for a minute, because when it all falls down. When it all falls down. When it all falls down. Hey, and when it all falls down. So watch the clock, everybody. Watch the clock. This is the United States debt clock. I'm going to try to calm down a little bit. Now, first, I'm going to let you see. I'm going to shrink it just a little bit so that you can see. You can go to usdebtclock.org. Download that to your cell phones and or your computer or any of your electronic devices. And now let's see what's going on here. We all know that the United States debt is over $31 trillion. Yes, so we'll get back to that in a minute. But let's scroll down here just a little bit, and I'm going to blow this up. What in the world is going on, family? Family, what is going on? So if you look over here, and I'll blow it up a little bit more for you, you will see something very, very peculiar. Now, hi, Sunchild. Thank you. I love your name. She said, the Sunchild says they love my energy, and I love your name and your energy as well. So, watch the clock, family. What is going on here with this debt clock? Yes, Alexa said that the RV has a some type of date. I can't remember how she said it, but something like a possible date. But I'm gonna show it to you, January 31st. So hold on, family. Texas is in the house. So listen, here on the United States debt clock, it says the dollar to oil ratio is $0 per barrel. $0? What's going on? Oh my goodness. And the dollar to silver ratio is $0 per ounce. Well, just last week, we reported that it was 400 and something an ounce. And last year, it was 2,000 something per ounce. And the year before that was $4,700 per ounce. So why is it now reporting at zero? The dollar to gold ratio is $0 per ounce on the debt clock. Excuse me. And it makes us wonder what in the world is going on here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What in the world? What is going on? Hey, y'all know I can't sing, but I love to sing. So what is going on with the United States debt clock? We do not know, but I can remind you that again, we're reporting that the United States national debt is right now at 31 trillion 516 billion 595 million 200 and something thousand dollars. This debt has reached its ceiling. So I want to tell you why I'm excited. I'll tell you why some people are not excited, but why I am excited about this, because this is a new time. And that's why I have on my gold dress. It's why I couldn't decide between my silver earrings with little diamonds and my gold earrings. And I got on some gold and silver and my silver fingernail polish, because we are moving to a new era. Now, let's look at we saw the United States debt clock. And I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Let's look at what's going on with the United States Incorporated. So I'll tell you what's going on with the United States Incorporated. We already know that the United States Incorporated has been bankrupt, okay? And we already know that it is kaput, bankrupt, kaput, gone, done away with. But they have to do certain things to awaken the people, to shake them up, okay? To wake them up and let them know that this whole system that we've been on is gone, is kaput. So the United States has hit its debt limit. And that is why you saw the debt clock say that our debt is at what? $31 trillion. And I'll show you that again. So the United States has reached the debt limit. And so that says, now what? Well, in one of the articles that I posted the other day, and I did a video about that, Janet Yellen, who my good friend Mel Carmine said, we need to stop talking about her in that old world. So I'm just going to say it one more time. Janet Yellen said in a statement that the United States has reached the debt ceiling. It can't go anymore. And that debt ceiling, that amount is $31 trillion. Now it's 31 trillion 500 billion. So it's over 31 trillion. Now, what she said is this is monumental, so we're going to have to take extraordinary measures. And her answer or retort to this high debt ceiling was dipping into the retirement, or in what she called investment retirement accounts of United States government workers and United States postal workers. So she made this announcement that basically the United States would bail themselves out by doing a bail in and taking our money. But we're not standing for that. I can't go for that. No, I no can do. I can't go for that. Oh no, no. I can't go. I can't go. I can't go for that. You know why? They use my body, now they want my soul. Oh, I ain't going for that. I ain't standing for it. No, no. Oh, I did everything you wanted me to, but I can't go for that. No, no can't do. I can't. You are not about to steal my money out of my bank account. Okay, so these are just the announcements that the United States corporation and these bad entities are making in order to get us upset on one hand, to get us angry, to be afraid, to emit loosh, that psychic energy that we emit when we're upset or we're traumatized. Oh, that's what they want for us. But over here, we're already prepared. We knew the game. We knew it would happen, right? Why? How did we know? Because we understand and overstand that at the end of every empire, they spend up all the money, they print as much money as they can, they rack up all the debt, and then they crash the system and move to a new sound monetary system backed by gold. So we over here understand and understand that this is the end of their system. They call it a crack, boom, it's over, kaput. Now, if you've been listening and following me and following people like Big Swear and listening to Andy Scheckman of Miles Franklin or Chris Marcus of Arcadia Economics, if you've been listening to certain people, Mark Z, and certain people in the Intel community who've been telling you that the system is crashing, then you knew to prepare. And how were people preparing? Some people took their savings out of their retirement. Some people, I'm not telling you what to do, and some people took it out of the stock market because the stock market is supposed to collapse. And they either put it in, liquidated it and took those dollars and put it in their own possession, or they rolled it over into precious metals like silver and gold, palladium, platinum, copper, and all those metals, or they put it into land, farmland, homesteading. They found another way to hide their money. But we do know over here that the thing about rolling over your money into silver and gold is that silver and gold are wealth. And it is a hedge. Those precious metals are a hedge against inflation. And silver and gold are precious metals. They maintain their value and they retain their value and increase in value. So somebody say increase, increase, increase. It increases in value. So this is how we knew to prepare. Hello, family. So even though Janet Yellen said that, they reached the debt limit and that they would possibly still take money from our accounts, we're not worried. Now, the reason why some people are not worried is because they know that what's in their bank accounts is mirrored on the quantum financial accounts. Okay, so they feel that after this whole system is over, then the money will be restored, or it will show on these accounts, in their quantum accounts, that the money is still there. Now, personally, I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So I kind of followed what some of the other people did and left only enough in the bank accounts, especially when we reported that people were finding out that their money was missing from their accounts. And some of people went into Bank of America and their accounts were completely closed. So I followed the crowd that just left only enough in there to pay bills, and then found other ways to roll over my money and protect my money or protect my savings. Because what you will see when you report things like the United States reaching a debt limit, and what you will see when you report things like banks confiscating people's accounts like they did in Bank of America and closing their accounts like they did at some banks in different parts of the world, you're going to see people make what's called bank runs. So a bank run is when people, they panic, or they get concerned, or they become alarmed, or maybe they're just aware and they go take their monies out of the bank. Now, when that happens and people rush to the banks to get their money out, simultaneously, you're going to see people rush to gold and silver. Because even though historically people and economists and traditional economists have said that, or conventional economists have said, gold is a relic, silver is a relic, don't trust it, trust the stock market. Everybody knows, that people who study history knows, they know that a safe haven for your money is silver and gold or precious metals. So what you're going to see, shalom alaikum and assalamu alaikum family, is people starting to do bank runs and roll over their money into silver and gold. And when that happens, that high demand is going to cause people to flood the market, the precious metals market, and then you may see a dwindling of the supply, a dwindling. So you know when demand is high, that impacts the supply. So we know that the earth is abundant and there's plenty of silver and gold around, under the ground, and some above the ground. However, you have to keep in mind how much access the wholesalers have to that silver and gold that has been mined, and how much of it silver and gold needs to be mined to pass on to the wholesalers, who will then pass on the product to the dealers like Miles Franklin and other dealers and your local coin dealers, and then that will pass on to you. So family, be proactive. Do not wait. Find out how you can protect your money and do that. Some people say if you do not have it to invest in silver or gold, consider other assets, digital assets. And by the way, we did have a conversation with Mel Carmine from XRP QFS Team 1, and we did a wonderful interview whereby he taught us the importance of digital assets and how you can invest and how you can put them in your own possession. So we'll probably upload that either later on tonight or tomorrow morning. So here's the thing, family. Things are happening. Okay, we already told you that mainstream media is now reporting things that we've been saying for a very long time. We told you that we've reached the debt limit. We told you we reached the debt limit. What else are we going to tell you? Oh, this was in Zero Hedge. ZeroHedge.com. A dollar collapse is in motion. Saudi Arabia signals the end of the petrodollar. So it says here, the decline of a currency's world reserve status is often a long process rife with denials. There are numerous economic experts out there that have been dismissing any and all warnings of a dollar collapse for years, but they should have listened. They just didn't get it, or they didn't want to get it. The idea that the US currency could ever be dethroned as the de facto global trade mechanism was impossible in their minds. But let me tell you why they were wrong. They were wrong because there is an agreement that was made that we now know is called Project Sandman. And that agreement simply stated, it says in the articles that 100 plus nations agreed to return to the gold standard. But we know that 209 nations agreed to drop the United States dollar and return to the gold standard. So this is why I ask, did the dollar just drop to zero? I mean, even if it didn't drop to zero, in reality, theoretically, it may have, because you all know that many countries, and I've been reporting this, have dropped the United States dollar and fled to gold and silver. Now, the reason why that article just a minute ago mentioned Saudi Arabia signaling the end of the petrodollar is because, and I keep iterating this over and over or reiterating, but let me just say it. Saudi Arabia was mentioned because what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency, or the currency used all over the globe for trade, is our agreement with Saudi Arabia. We protect the Saudi empire in exchange for their oil, and then we would force all countries all over the globe to use the dollar for oil and for trade all over the world for other items. And if these countries did not listen to us, we would just send nuclear bombs over there, or we would just go to war with them. So what we have backing up our world reserve currency status is the United States military. So when Russia left the United States dollar after 46 sanctioned him for going over in the ukulele, I keep saying it over and over, Vladimir Putin just said, okay, I'm done. I'm going to drop the United States dollar for trade, and I'm going to go to a basket of currencies backed by gold. Now, when this article first broke and this news first broke that 46 had put sanctions on Vladimir Putin, people would not tell you that he was going to gold. They just said, oh, he just said he'll go to a basket of currencies. But I said, Dr. Pruitt said he's going to go to gold. And if he goes to a basket of currencies, it will be backed by gold. So people didn't want to be the first ones to come out and say that, but I'm not scared. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I ain't never scared. Okay, I'm from the projects of Cleveland, Ohio, 40th and Central. I ain't never scared. Okay, I'm going to speak the truth. I knew that Vladimir Putin was going to return to the gold standard because I understood that 209 countries had agreed to return to the gold standard and world peace. And they did this years ago. Now, I found out about this like in 2017. But again, Vladimir Putin left and went to the gold standard, which is why the Russian ruble was reported as being the strongest currency at one time. I think it was about October and November, because he left the United States dollar and he went to gold and using his currency, which was backed by gold. Then he led the BRICS nations being Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, leaving United States dollar. So the BRICS Union was then empowered to leave the dollar because of Vladimir Putin. Now, Vladimir Putin actually first made that announcement in 2018, but a lot of people didn't know that. I still have that article, and I'm going to bring it back if I remember it, bring it to you. He really made that in 2018, and I made that announcement in 2018, but I looked like I was going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because nobody else had that information. However, when Putin recently did that in 2022, and then the BRICS Union or BRICS nations did that, that led Saudi Arabia to break our agreement. So when you read the articles, it wouldn't tell you Saudi Arabia was breaking the agreement. I said Saudi Arabia was breaking the agreement because if you know and understood that what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency was our agreement with Saudi Arabia, then you could deduce by way of deductive reasoning, after you look at all the facts, that Saudi Arabia was saying, kick rocks, United States, kick rocks. I'm going over to the gold standard. That ends the United States hegemony. That ends our agreement. So if our agreement with Saudi Arabia made us the currency that everybody used all over the world, and Saudi Arabia left the United States dollar and joined BRICS, then essentially it was over at that moment, kaput, done with. And then what happened after that was that led other countries into doing the same. So when the BRICS Union left the United States dollar and went to the gold standard, that was 40% of the global population leaving the United States dollar and returning to gold. And then when other nations did the same, that was 85% of the global population leaving United States dollar. So let me get back to Project Sandman. Now, this sounds like it could be Project Sandman going on, perhaps, seeing the United States dollar go to zero, or at least looking like zero. At least it looks like zero on the United States debt clock. Now, we already know that the United States dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power, not just because of the pandemic where they were printing up a whole bunch of money, not just because they just kept on printing money and because of high inflation, but also because all these countries left the United States dollar. And when that happens, all of those dollars then flood back into our country, and it makes inflation go through the roof, and it makes the dollar decrease in value. And as the dollar decreases, we know it's an economic principle, according to Austrian economists, not your conventional Keynesian economists. But as the dollar decreases in value, then gold and silver increases in value. So this is what Project Sandman is. Project Sandman describes a 100 plus nation agreement that when triggered, a shotgun trigger, when triggered, we will see those nations simultaneously dump the dollar and abandon the petrodollar. This is happening, family. When this decision is triggered, the dollar and all dollar denominated assets will plunge to zero literally overnight. Overnight. So that is what Project Sandman is, 100 plus nations, but we know it as being 209 plus nations. Now, let me tell you all the nations so far, and I've done this before, but I think it's just good to do it again. All the nations that have left the United States dollar and fled to gold and silver as money and to use as trade. Of course, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which was 40% of the world population. And then Argentina, Algeria, Iran, the AEU, Nicaragua, Turkey, Indonesia, Senegal, Afghanistan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, of course, Taiwan. And then after that, they said these are the countries that were invited: Costa Rica, El Salvador, invited to join BRICS. So Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Bolivia, Chile, Cuba, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela, Uruguay, Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam. Now, we also know that Ghana and Zimbabwe not too long ago announced that not only have they left the United States dollar, hey, Karen Sullivan, my homegirl. So after I left Cleveland, my family then moved to Portsmouth, Ohio, and that's where I met my good friend, Karen Sullivan. So those are all of the nations that have left the United States dollar. Yes, come on, free energy. That left the United States dollar and fled to gold. Okay, so basically, essentially, all exporting nations have left the United States dollar and fled to gold. So although we see a destruction and a demolition of the United States dollar and all dollar denominated assets, we know that they're going to do a crack, boom, crash that system, and then follow the yellow brick road, Dorothy, in your silver slippers, not your ruby slippers. So that is what the Wizard of Oz was really about. It was about crashing the old system and moving to a gold and silver backed system. Okay, so It was also telling us that there was somebody behind the curtain running things, somebody running this wicked empire. But it was just a little wee person that many people were afraid of because they didn't realize their power. They didn't realize and actualize their sovereignty. They didn't understand and understand that they have reign over solve their lives. So we're going to follow the yellow brick road in our silver slippers and return to the gold standard. So good things are ahead. Now, you saw me read off that list of all of the nations that have left the United States dollar and returned to the gold standard. And yes, one of those was Afghanistan. So if you have thank you. If you have Afghani currency, you stand to do very well during the revaluation. So the United States dollar is plummeting. And according to Project Sandman, you see that the United States dollar and all dollar denominated assets would plunge to zero. Now, why exactly do we see the debt clock saying that the dollar to the gold is zero, ratio is zero, the dollar to silver ratio, the dollar to oil ratio? We'll answer that question in a minute, or you can answer in the chat why you think that is. So we talked about Project Sandman. We talked about the dollar collapse. Let's see. We talked about the United States Incorporated reaching a debt limit. Now, let's see what else is going on. We do know that the United States media put out an article not long ago, I think it was like 2 days ago, that the stock market will crash. And I don't know if I have that one up here, but let's look at the article that I did just pull up. I mean, this is just beautiful, family. If you didn't know whether or not we've been telling the truth or whether or not this was real, what did they say? If you don't know, now you know, you know, you know. Foxbusiness.com put out an article that says gold and silver boom predicted as the United States hits the debt ceiling and the dollar devalues. You can see, family, that even the mainstream media, and maybe I should read a little bit about that article, a little bit from that article. Even the mainstream media saying that gold and silver will boom. So if you see the debt clock saying that, you know, the dollar to silver ratio is zero and the dollar to gold ratio is zero, one of two things could be happening. It could be that they're saying it could be that they're rigging the stimulus. That's huge. So in essence, they're saying that gold jumped 15% within the last 3 months and silver jumped 21% within the last 3 months as plummeting stocks pulled the major United States benchmarks even lower, and the United States dollar slumped at the time of the printing of this article to just 81 cents of the British pound and 92% of the euro. So what is it doing now? What is the United States dollar doing now? Because we know that the United States has lost 98% of its purchasing power. But when we return to the gold standard, oh, is there a pop-up, my darling? I didn't see it. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I apologize for that. Is it out now? Hopefully it's out now. When we return to the gold standard, then your money will go further and your spending power will be higher. You have more spending power. So that's that. Happy Friday, everybody. Would you say I should move that page? Is it gone now? Okay, it's gone. Good. Thank you. So the dollar is decreasing in value, but gold and silver will increase in value because it's just an economic principle that when one decreases, then real money increases. So we do know that the Constitution says that the only thing that may be used as money is the it's silver and gold. And the United States Constitution defines the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. So I think I closed the ad. Is it gone? Hopefully it is. Thank you all so much for helping me out and during this podcast. I truly appreciate it. So let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Well, we talked about all that. And then let me show you something that I just showed everybody the other day. Somebody asked me to show this again tonight, so I will. There was a gentleman, I hope I have his name. He actually commented on one of the pages. What is his name? Gosh, I had his name. I hope I didn't lose it. But a gentleman, his name is, I think it's Ron Freeland. Ron Freeland. Somebody say you can't hear. Close the ad. Oh, it's gone. I don't know which ad you guys are talking about. So Ron Freeland is the one who actually recorded this video. And he told me, said, it's okay that you use it. You don't have to mention me, but I just want to express my gratitude to you, Ron Freeland, for recording this video because it's picking up steam and people are listening to it all over the world. So let me show you what this here says as we go into the golden era and prepare for the global currency reset and revaluation of currencies. This recording is so exciting. Ron Freeland asked Alexa a very interesting question. Okay, it's fine now. Awesome. Let's see what and some of you have already seen this, right? But I'm going to show you again. Yeah, I think silver is the best investment too. I love gold, but I'll get back into that in a minute. So here we go. I hope you can hear when I do this. Hold on. So just put one in the chat if you can hear. And the reason why I do that is to make sure that you all can hear it and I'm not wasting your time by just playing the video and thinking everybody's hearing it.
Alexa, when will the foreign currency reevaluation take place?
From certlibrary.com. The foreign currency revaluation has a considered date of January 31st. Did that answer your question?
Go play it again.
Alexa, when will the foreign currency reevaluation take place?
From certlibrary. The foreign currency revaluation has a considered date of January 31st. Did that answer your question?
So as you all saw, Ron Freeland, thank you again, Ron, ask Alexa, when is the foreign currency revaluation supposed to take place? And she said it has a considered date of January 31st. She didn't say what year, of January 31st. Does that answer your question? So when I posted that video, other people said they had asked Alexa the same thing, and Alexa gave the same response. So what exactly is a considered date? The pop-up ad was so loud in the background, we couldn't understand. Oh, really? Okay, I might have to go back and redo that tomorrow. I will do that. So thank you for letting me know that. I had no idea that there was a pop-up. Oh man. Ad that came on, and I guess you all couldn't hear anything I was saying, so I will redo that. So it has a considered date. It says of January the 31st. Now, we don't know what a considered date is. Maybe they were considering that this would happen, but not quite it would happen, but we'll take it. It still is interesting that Alexa even answered the question. So I just wanted to bring that information to you about the debt clock and let you see that it is showing that, you know, the dollar to silver ratio, the dollar to gold ratio, and the dollar to oil ratio are now at 0 on the United States debt clock. And I'll show you that one more time. Here we go. I'm going to move it over here. Dollar to 0 ratio now in red. I don't know why I said why it's in red. 0 per barrel. dollar to silver, 0 per ounce with a red asterisk. Dollar to gold, 0 per ounce with a red asterisk. So now I'm going to ask you all the question, what do you think the implications are of the dollar to oil and a dollar to silver and a dollar to gold ratio being 0? For me, what it looks like is that they're doing a orchestrated demolition of the old system, the old monetary system. And as they do that, what will happen is a gold and silver system or gold and silver backed system will now go online, because as you all know, all of the exporting nations have now left the United States dollar. They've left the United States hegemony and they've returned to gold for trade. And some of them have even announced that they have started printing gold coins. For example, Ghana and Zimbabwe announced that they are printing gold coins. So not only have most of the world, if not all of the world, except for the United States, Mexico, and China, left the United States dollar and now returned to the gold standard, but there are states in America that have introduced and or passed legislation to use gold and silver as legal tender. And here are the 13 states that we know of: West Virginia, Louisiana, Utah, Texas, Wyoming, Arizona, Kansas, Oklahoma, Indiana, Missouri, Tennessee, and South Carolina. But at the same time this is happening, Alexander Mooney introduced House Resolution number 9157. And he did this in October, and that is called the Gold Standard Restoration Act. I'm telling you, we have reason to get excited. He is the same representative from West Virginia who introduced House Resolution 5404 in 2018 under then 45's administration to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. So while we see him pushing for the use of precious metals as real money, we see the Republicans putting pressure on the IRS to close and to end. We hear our reporters, Nancy Drew, and there's a citizen journalist reporting from DC to let us know that the IRS building, the headquarters, is closed. There's nobody in there. There's nobody in the Federal Reserve building. We've also heard booms coming from underneath those buildings that sounds like maybe they're doing something underground, maybe in those dumps, but I'm not sure. So we see these buildings being empty. We see Congress voting, particularly the House of Representatives, because the House is now full of Republicans. It's been overtaken by Republicans attacking the IRS and saying that they are voting to end the IRS, to destroy the IRS and only have a flat tax. Now, we know that is part of the National Economic Security Reformation Act, known as NASARA, to end the IRS and the other three-letter organizations. So all of these things are moving and working simultaneously at the same time to let us know that the old system is ending and a new golden era is surfacing or resurfacing. So it's the end of one system and the beginning and a beautiful dawning of a new system. So gold will be the standard. Now, as President 45 said, now President 19, gold is the standard, but silver linings are great too. Why did he say that? Because the Constitution for the United States of America says that only silver and gold may be used for money. Thank you so much, Healing Remedy. I am so excited that you are here. Lots of things are happening as we speak. We're so happy that you joined us and we found you and you found us, your soul family. So anything else, family, that you'd like to bring up? We love you too. I love you too. All metals, silver and gold, yes, and copper are better than paper. Now, The gold standard would protect against Washington's irresponsible spending habits and the creation of money out of thin air, said Congressman Alexander Mooney. Thank you, Alex X. Mooney. Thank you, Don Bunch, excuse me. We appreciate you for telling us that that's the truth. It protects against Washington printing and spending money that we don't have. Hello, Catfish. Thank you for being here. Oh, I appreciate you so much. So a lot is happening. Hi, Emma. We are going to the gold standard. And let's see what you just said. And we will have a completely new experience. So somebody says that the old silver dollar is worth $23. That's 2,300 pennies. Choose your investment wisely. Now, earlier, somebody said silver is a better investment than gold. And so let's address that, because what we know, lots of other truthers have been playing it also, very uplifting. That's awesome. What we know is that gold historically has been used for money and for jewelry. We know that silver, on the other hand, has been used for money, jewelry, and industrial purposes like solar panels, like appliances, refrigerators, stoves, dishwasher, dryers, washer, all type of appliances, and computers and cell phones. So what's going to happen is it Elon Musk says he needs a lot of silver for the electric cars if we do go that route, or for solar panels. There's going to be a rush for silver because he's going to be using silver and taking silver off the COMEX and taking silver off the market. And those of us who know about silver will be taking silver off the market. So both have been used historically as money, but silver has more industrial purposes or more purposes. And silver is more rare than gold. There's more gold above ground than there is silver. Silver, in fact, is a byproduct of gold and a byproduct of some of your other precious metals. So in essence, silver at one point may become more valuable than gold when you consider that there's going to be a high demand for silver and there's less silver above ground than gold. So not only have silver been used for appliances and all these other things that we name, but we have silver receptors in our brain, such that scientists are coming up with modalities or healing modalities to heal like amoeba eating diseases that are going on in the brain by using silver. And colloidal silver fights different colds and flus and things like that, and VIRUSES upon contact. And that's why people would wear silver or take in colloidal silver and monatomic silver, as well as monoatomic gold. By the way, monoatomic gold is the manna that scientists say that the children of Israel ate when they were leaving Egypt and going into the promised land. Remember, they made a stop in the wilderness and they were complaining, why did you bring me out here to die, Moses? Oh, we should have stayed in slavery. We should have stayed back with Pharaoh. At least we have food to eat. Well, God then allowed for manna to fall from the sky, and that manna fed them and sustained them. So some scientists say that that manna is actually the gold or Ethereum gold or monoatomic gold that we now ingest today. So silver is very valuable, as is gold, but silver at the time right now is it's around $25 an ounce, whereas gold is about $1,900 or more per ounce. So if you don't have money for gold, if you do, get it, or if you just desire it, get it. Also consider silver because it's inexpensive. And they always say buy low and sell high. Not that you would ever sell your silver because you desire to pass down that to your family members, because silver and gold are wealth. But in the event that you have to use it as we move to the gold and silver standard, then please know, because silver has so many purposes and so much value in terms of what it's used for, that the value may increase. So thank you so much. Yes, I can recommend where to buy Zim. Thank you, whoever said that. Thank you, Jacob. I'm working on it. I am really, really working on it. Medusa, you can buy Zimbabwean Zim notes or Zim bonds from 100trillions.com. That's 100. Spell out the word trillions with an S, TRILLIONS.com, or you can go to Great American Coin Company, or you can go to Amazon or eBay, or you can go to Banknote World. Those are the top 5 places that I know of. And or you can check your local coin shop to see if they would happen to have any exotic currencies or Zim bond notes. So I hope that was helpful. Hi, Gary Duval in the house. Hi, Gary. It's nice to see you. Hello, you're welcome, Sister Cynthia. It's good to see my sister in the house. Great American Coin Company is another place to go. So shalom, Sister Jade. God bless you too. If there is nothing else, then we're going to close shortly. But if you have more questions, please come on in the room and give us those questions. We'll answer them as we are able. Oh, thank you, Anna K. MFKTZ, monoatomic gold. Thank you. Yellow is my color. Thank you. I'm wearing yellow to represent gold today. And I'm wearing silver earrings and a gold earring because I couldn't decide which is more appropriate for today. So Banknote World is a little higher, but this person says, was it Nicolay? Says that he says he trusts Banknote World. Yes, because the thing about eBay is some people don't trust them without having a certificate of authenticity. So make sure you get a certificate of authenticity, and you can type in eBay Zim or whatever currency you desire, COA or certificate of authenticity, and they'll bring up only the currencies that have a certificate of authenticity. But keep in mind that Banknote World also sells on eBay. Now, if you go to 100trillions.com, DJ is saying right now they have a 35% off for about 8 hours more. So if you are inclined to get some exotic currencies, go to 100trillions.com. And DJ did us the courtesy of spelling it out for us. And go on and use a coupon code, whichever one they give you, for 35% off. That's awesome. Make sure you get a certificate of authenticity. This is going to be a smooth transition. Thank you for saying that, Joshua. Between the old system and the new system for us, because we're prepared and we understand and understand that even if we don't have money to roll it over into gold or get a gold IRA, or we don't have money for exotic currencies, you may have money for digital assets. But we also know that this is a great time for using our gifts to barter with one another, so that when the system collapses, not if, but when, because we see massive layoffs, we see bank closures, we know the United States has reached its debt limit, we see the dollar collapsing and countries moving away from the dollar over to gold. When that happens, we will be able to barter with one another. We'll go back to that time I remember as a child where we had the local grocer right in our neighborhood. We had a butcher in our neighborhood. We had the shoe repairman in the neighborhood. We had somebody that was doing hair, the beautician, right in the neighborhood. We had a car repair person right there. We didn't have to go to Walmart to buy clothes or to get an oil change. No, you went to you. So what? People give Pookie and Ray Ray a bad name, but Pookie and Ray Ray knew how to fix cars. So y'all gonna come off with Pookie and Ray Ray now, because some of them knew how to fix your car, do your oil change, put tires on your wheels. Now you might have to sit there and watch him while he was doing it, but that was a glorious time. It was also a glorious time when you could just shop right in your neighborhood and they knew you. The merchants knew you by name. And they would give you deals. They would have a ledger. I remembered, I'm not too old. I grew up in Cleveland. One of the streets I grew up on is Sandusky, and we had stores all over, right in our neighborhood. They would have a ledger, and it would literally be a notebook. and they would have place your name, in a notebook and write down how much of your bill you were paying on that day and how much you owed. And because they knew you and they watched you grow up, or they were your friends or your friends' parents, they trusted you and you trusted them because you were essentially family. So they knew you would pay them on payday. And it was no beef, it was no big deal. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of Amazon and Walmart and all these big stores. Yes, I've gotten comfortable with them, but I'm tired of them taking away from the people in the neighborhood who could be making money. And so what I'm saying is, this is an amazing time. This is a glorious time. It's an exciting time. It's a joyous time, a happy time when you see the old system collapsing and us returning to a system of we, the people, being empowered. So that's why we're telling you to prepare now. Get your seeds, start digging gardens, and start a homestead, and start, invest in farms and hone your skills, start making clothes again, start sewing, start doing art and music, because we're tired of the music feeding us 808 beats, which was low vibrational beats that caused us to focus on our root chakra and only think about SES, SEX, SEX all the time. So much so that a lot of us weren't even focused on taking care of our families. We weren't focusing on being highly self-actualized or maximizing our potential. We weren't focused on helping each other in our communities. We weren't focused on building generational wealth. But when that system collapses, it will give us an opportunity to then focus on the things that are important. No, I didn't see what happened there with her husband. Zero hedge. Zero hedge is I don't know what you all are talking about with zero hedge, but I did bring up an article with zero hedge. And in case you missed it, and I don't know if this is what trying to be nice is talking about, but this is, nope, that's not it. Where's the zero hedge article? It says a dollar collapse is now in motion. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but this was zero hedge here, where it says that the dollar is in motion, but Saudi Arabia signals the end of the Petro status. And again, the reason why Saudi Arabia signals the end of the Petro status is because Saudi Arabia is the country or the kingdom with whom we had an agreement that we would protect their kingdom, the Saudi kingdom, in exchange for their oil, and we would force all of the nations to use the dollar, the US dollar or the petrodollar for trade. So any other questions? Somebody said copper is made from silver and gold. It's a byproduct. Interesting. And are coin, pennies, nickels, are these considered precious metals? Probably not the ones that are minted after 1965 or 1964, because they have a lot of nickel in them, but not a lot of silver in them. So I don't know if the pennies and quarters and nickels that we have now would be considered precious metals. What I have heard is considered precious is, and you all can correct me if I don't have that correct, is those coins that were minted around 1964 and before, or they say pre-1965 coins. Those are considered constitutional money, which people have erroneously called junk silver. Any of those coins are considered precious metals because they actually have at least 90% of silver in them. And also the 0.999% gold coins, bars, and bars, because some of them are kilogram and 100 ounce bars as well, but rounds and bars, those are considered the 0.999 pure silver and gold. Those are considered precious metals. So that is the way I understand it and understand it. Oh, thank you for finding us. So, we don't care about, I thank you, Sister Cynthia. I will have to say that Mark Z was very gracious to share some of our information. So I'm very appreciative of that. And I do listen to some of his intel as many people, you know what we do, sisters and brothers? We listen to each other and we just take in what relates to us or that resonates with us. And then the other, we still listen to it and we file it in the back of our minds. Okay, you're going over to Mark C. Thank you, Patriot Mom. I think you are you a monitor over there? So thank you so much. We are so appreciative of you being over here. I love you very much, and I'll follow you when I get done. Once you get your dinar and Zim, where do you make an appointment? Well, people keep talking about 800 numbers, making an appointment with some type of centers, exchange centers, but I'm not certain about exchange centers because it seems like anybody can get an 800 number, anybody can get an exchange center, and I think I'm a little more comfortable with those financial institutions that have to become and have become Basel III and Basel IV compliance, meaning that they're using gold as a tier 1 asset and they're using precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, and platinum to back their positions. Additionally, they have systems in place where they have to be transparent and cannot steal our money. So I'm more comfortable with those institutions than exchange centers. And I'm not quite comfortable with 800 numbers because I don't know if I could trust those. So what a lot of people are doing, they're signing up with Dinar Chronicles and Dinar Recaps, and they're following people like me and some of your other intel providers so that as we get the information, we will pass that on. Now, I don't know when the announcement would be made, but I do know something. They will probably have some type of black swan event, something happened to divert people's attention like they did when the Kuwaiti dinar revalued and they had a blackout and people were exchanging in the middle of the night. But people who had the currency still knew when to exchange. So I would say keep your eyes open, your ears open. Sign up for Dinar Chronicles, for Dinar Recaps. Subscribe to the restoredrepublic.co and listen to people who are giving intel like me, because as we get that information, we will then funnel it down to everybody. So that's all I have for now, but I can tell you it's going to happen very soon. And of course, I don't have an exact date, as if I did and I told the date, I could be held for treason, but I don't know the date. I don't have the high military clearance, so I think the people with high military clearance know exact dates. But what I do know is that it wasn't supposed to happen, a revaluation of currencies, until all of the countries have moved to the gold standard. Now, if you look at my video where I talk about it's here, I think it's called It's Here, the whole world is ready. In the video called The Whole World is Ready, I talk about how each nation has returned to the gold standard. Now, I gave you a list of those nations today, but I give article after article and videos of proof or citations to support my claim. So we now know that all of the exporting nations have returned to the gold standard. So this is how we know it's going to happen very soon, because again, that was the precursor. That's when it was supposed to happen. And we're there. We're there, family. Excellent question. And I'm going to get more information for you, Cynthia, and keep my ears open, my eyes open, and get back to the family on that. So, hi, Emma. When do you think it would be the deadline to have purchased? I don't know. I don't know when the deadline would be. So that's why I've been telling people, go ahead and get it while you can, because there will be a deadline. I just do not know when it will be. So that's the best I can tell you. You can also buy at CXI Exchange. Thank you, Nico Laki, or Laki. I appreciate that. Do you think silver will be available at the current price in days after the currency revaluation? Once we have a currency revaluation, this is what I've been told, that silver and gold are about to shoot through the roof, because as the dollar devalues, silver and gold increases in value. Additionally, we know that in order to pay off all the debts that are on the books in the United States alone, when you consider Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Social Security programs, Medicare, Medicaid, and all those different programs, And when you consider the high debt that we have, having reached $31.5 trillion of debt, in order to pay off all the debt that are on the books, you have to revalue gold to a certain amount to pay off all that debt. Now, before, when I first started studying this, they said gold will revalue around $10,000 per ounce. But now we see that in order to pay that type of debt, you have to revalue gold to $80,000 to $100,000 per ounce. So gold and silver are about to explode, because wherever gold goes, silver follows. So those metals will shoot through the roof. And additionally, you have countries are repatriating gold, but countries hoarding gold, and people like you and me understanding and overstanding the value of precious metals, and as we can, rolling over retirement investment accounts into precious metals, or just going to buy precious metals. As that demand increase, the precious metals will also increase in value. So it will go up high for a while, for a period of time, and then as the market corrects itself, it will come down. So sometime after the RV, yes, gold and silver will eventually come back down, but I don't know when. So family, I don't want to keep you too much. Zim notes are different from the bonds. You was told the bonds are on an 8x5 bond paper. Okay, difficult to get the bonds, but the notes are good too. Okay, so I would type in Zim bond when I'm looking for a place to purchase them. Yes, thank you, Patriot Mom. We were so glad to have you here. We love you so much, family. Somebody said, if you want to know the metal composition of United States coins, get the guidebook to the United States coin, aka the red book. And I have that book somewhere around here that was given to me by my local. I'm a part of a local coin, a community or local coin club. So that is a beautiful book. Thank you so much, Kevin, brother Kevin. Let's see. Oh, so this. What was that? Was that 100 trillions? I think she said. If you desire to buy our currencies, go to 100trillions.com, or it may have been Banknote World, I'm not sure, and use the code NUV35. Now, right, facts about Pookie and Ray Ray. Thank you, King. Thank you so much. Pookie and Ray Ray know how to fix cars. They know how to fix your plumbing. They know how to paint. They know how to do construction. But the thing is, we don't value that anymore the way we used to, but we learned to value that during the shutdown, did we not? Because those are the people that were still making money, and the system taught us to only value people that had paper, that had degrees. Now I have degrees, and I'm very grateful for my degrees, and I value them. However, somebody say, however, Pookie and Ray Ray have skills. Without people fixing our cars, doing mechanic work on our cars, fixing things in our homes, painting our homes and our cars, giving us oil changes and all that, we couldn't function. With building houses. So we need to get back to a time where people are helping each other. Now, somebody here is from Cleveland. So family, I don't want to keep you all, because some of you desire to go over to watch Mark Z's podcast, and I don't want to take anything away from what he's doing over there. But Herman's Meat Market, I remember that. Yes, sister, in Portsmouth, Ohio, and I think he was downtown, right? Was it around 2nd Street, somewhere around there? I used to go to that meat market religiously and get because I ate beef and fish. And at that time, when we were younger and we were housewives, when you bought the fish, sometimes you would buy it with the head on it, and you would actually chop the head off yourself. And if they could chop it off for you, and then you would gut it and you would scale it yourself. Remember, we would do all that ourselves, wash it, clean it with a little salt water and some other stuff, rinse it real good, and then fry it or bake it. But our butcher, such as Herman's Meat Market, was a person with whom we had a relationship with in Portsmouth, Ohio. So I was in Cleveland for a time, and then my mom moved us to Portsmouth, Ohio, because it was safer than the big city. And we had relationships with the butcher. Thank you, Sister Karen, and with the mechanic, and with this store owner. Ooh, Zim's back by diamonds. Oh, I didn't know that. Buy Zim back by diamonds. That's awesome. So there was a time when we had those relationships. Thank you. So, Pat, I'm so grateful that you're acknowledging me. And so let's get back to that. That is, thank you, the good news about this system collapsing, the good news about things going to zero. You have to go to ground zero in order to build something new. What do they say about the phoenix? Out of the ashes, the phoenix arises. So this is why, hello, Marilyn. This is why we're excited. Yes, because there are people who are getting back to using their skills like making blankets. God bless you. Using their skills like cooking, mechanic work, and all those things. Dear, do you think silver will be available at the current? Oh, I already saw that. Oh, I think I'm behind, family. I apologize for that. So, family, I'm going to let you go. I need for you to, he said, nothing but good things about you. Yes, I appreciate that too. I'm so honored and thrilled that Mark Z thought of me and he shares some of our intel and I listen to him. So I want to close out. So, somebody, I missed the super chat. Thank you, Matthew. You're such a darling, such a sweet person. How did I miss you? Let me see if I can find where you are. Matthew gave us a super chat of $100. Thank you, Matthew de Gregario. Thank you so much. Let me see. I don't know where you are. I see it at the top, but I appreciate it. May the Creator bless you with long life, peace, and prosperity. I am overjoyed that you are here and that you thought enough about me to give me a love offering. There you are. Thank you, Matthew. Namaste. You're so beautiful. You all are beautiful. You all are important to me. You are wonderful and amazing. And soon you will be using, thank you. You will be using your gifts, your skills, and your talents to help people in your community and to help humanity overall. So, family, having said that, I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you and encourage you to live, manifest, and create the reality that you desire and deserve. Now, family, having said that, please run over to Mark Z's channel. If anybody knows Mark Z's channel, please let me know. We can look it up right quick. Somebody said he's on, and I would like for us to know when each other are going online so that we can support each other's channel, because it's cool to support each other's channel. So what is it? It's the original Mark Z. I think he's live. No, that was streamed 9 hours ago. The original Mark Z. What else is his? What else is? Oh, is this it right here?
We're gonna remove.
Yep. He's talking about the dead clock too. So let me go on over here to see Mark Z. Family. Oh, I got to get back to where you are. Go to Mark Z, the original Mark Z. We love you all so much. And watch what he's talking about right now. He's talking about the debt clock. So I love you. I adore you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Mwah. Gotta go support Mark Z. Peace, family. Encourage each other and run over to Mark Z and see what he's talking about. So that's the original Mark Z. He's going live right now. Bye-bye.